on the North End large NEWRA managed projects. David Kubiak is going to begin with an update on 88 North Washington Street.
So Victor and I hope that we can keep your interest after that super important discussion.
Yeah.
Many of you probably have not had interest in the major development projects that are proposed over in the Government Center, Haymarket, and North Station areas. And we know that not a lot of North Enders have been interested because they don't show up at the meetings. A few of us stalwarts have been attending these meetings, and some of you are in the room here. But these projects should be important for this neighborhood as well. And for a couple of reasons I can think of. One is all of that development across North Washington Street and across the Greenway from us is going to create huge impacts surrounding this neighborhood, especially the traffic impacts, but you can add pollution to traffic as well. Just the ability to walk from the north end somewhere else is going to keep getting more difficult. I think it has been getting more difficult. It's going to continue to get more difficult. The other reason is because even our neighborhood may be at risk. We like to think that there's this Trump wall around us and that we're protected from the rest of the world. And that may have been the case back when we had the elevated artery, but that line has been getting grayer. And recent planning decisions by the BRA places all of our neighborhoods at risk, because what they do is they stand in the neighborhood like they stood in the West End residential area recently, and to justify a huge tower to be built in that residential area, they looked across the street. And so even our neighborhood may someday be at risk if the planners in our city look across the street at those huge buildings going up in the Bullfinch Triangle area, Government Center Garage, and North Station, and say that justifies a building on this side of the street as well. Well, anyway, one of those projects, and it's a relatively, I don't want to discount the seriousness of it, but it is a relatively small project compared to some of the others that are out there. Wait till you see what they're going to be building at Government Center Garage and at North Station, even taller than what they're building behind North Station right now. This one here is 88 North Washington Street. It's a hotel proposal. It will be located right where at the corner of North Washington and Valenti Way, where there is now a parking lot, a relatively small parking operation there. In order to fit a hotel in that small space and make money, they're having to go way up, and they're even asking to push the building out into the public way. And you can see that in the plan view on the back of the first page. They want to push most of the floors of the building 5 feet out into the public way along Valenti Way and 5 feet out along North Washington Street. What that does is
So overhanging the sidewalk.
Overhanging the sidewalk, or at least some of the sidewalk. But what that also does is it creates the potential for a new street line. We know where the street line is along North Washington now. This building's going to be pushed out further than that. So what does that do for future decisions for the other buildings along North Washington Street, which all of those old buildings that are at risk of being redeveloped or expanded? We've seen that happen over and over again. So it sets what I think is a dangerous precedent. Also, because the building is so high and moves into the public way, and if other buildings do the same along North Washington Street, what you end up doing is narrowing the North Washington Street corridor. We know how much traffic is along that corridor, and there's going to be tremendously more traffic as all of those developments are constructed over the next 10 years or so. And the pollution that's generated by all of those buses and trucks and cars and congestion is going to have, that pollution is going to sit within a higher and narrower corridor. That's one of the concerns that have been raised. By the way, the concerns at the bottom of the first sheet they come from a mix of concerns raised at a community meeting held in this room about a month ago or so, and she's not here now, but I thank Maria Lanza for facilitating that meeting, as well as some issues raised by a few of us in the North End in our review of the documents filed by the developer. I've included a couple of renderings from the report, the developer's report, and they're on two sides of the second sheet. The first sheet that looks like this will give you a sense of that pushing out of the building into the public way. The second rendering in the back gives you a sense of the height of the building compared to the heights of the buildings along North Washington Street. It's these lower light-colored buildings that are now along North Washington Street, and you can see that the hotel is more than twice the height of those buildings.
What are the gray buildings?
The gray building behind that, the very high gray building, is the one that's now under construction. That's going to be another hotel, plus I guess an affordable housing project as well. So this is what you see now, the light color. This is what you're going to see when it's all done. And I don't have a problem with development per se, but they've got to deal with the traffic situation that already is horrendous. We don't even know the pollution situation in our neighborhood. We argue that building all these towers prevents the vent shafts that bring all that pollution up from the tunnels, prevent the air from circulating, and will allow all the heavier stuff, pollutants, to fall into the neighborhood, and they've never addressed that. They've never monitored that with us. Anyway, I won't go much further except to say, please read this, take a close look, and the most important page is this page. It's the BRA's public meeting. It may be the only public meeting for this project, and I hope that you will venture across the Greenway, even across Congress Street, to City Hall. If you don't know where it is, I'll give you directions. Now, on the 9th floor, we'll be meeting on Thursday, June 30th at 6 p.m., I believe.
June 16th.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comment deadline. Thursday, June 16th, 6 p.m., that's next Thursday night. Comments, if you can't make it to the meeting, but you want to submit written comments, June 30th is the deadline, and the mailing, either email or U.S. mail addresses are also on this sheet, as well as on the front sheet.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for the, if there are any questions or comments from folks?